tense silence hangs in the air as the sun goes down over Ryoko Owari Toshi. We see the nervous but fixed eyes of two Thunder Guard, who are lit by a brazier of coals. They are staring at a large estate of a wealthy noble. Do you think they got her out? One of the Thunder Guard asks. Her partner does not respond, but merely tightens her grip on her naginata. For several pregnant seconds, we see the home of Bayushi Korechika, the opulent 3-story estate of a man that has for years been above the law and has the money to show for it. The sun has gone down, and now the house is only illuminated by the faint glow of the moon and the braziers of the Thunder Guard, who are waiting with bated breath to pick up their bows and fire their burning Tau-tipped arrows, burning the impudent man inside that would dare to oppose their commander, and more importantly, his mother, the governor of Ryoko Owari Toshi. But the door of the estate opens, and out walks the 4 Emerald Magistrates. The guards surrounding the house breathe a sigh of relief as Kimi, the governor's daughter, exits Korechika's house. Her delicate butterfly mask and her fine kimono pristine and hiding any signs of distress. On her way out, I'm not going to make anybody roll for this, who has the highest sagacious?
I think it's a tie.
You both have 2?
Yeah, we've had 2 for a long time.
Okay. So, on your way out, you can both hear her whisper to the group, though she keeps this very, very quietly. She whispers, "Get me out of here." But soon, Jocho and other Thunder Guard ride up, approach Kimi, and she's kind of like led away off to safety. And the Thunder Guard slowly begin to disperse from the Korechika estate. Though on the streets around the estate, there is a substantially larger presence than there had been previously, like under a normal circumstance. Like there's more cops on this street than there would normally be after this incident happened.
A large city surrounded by green walls and acres of poppy fields. A group of monks travel toward the city, exchanging prayers for whatever alms the poor peasants of the countryside can spare. In the noble quarter, we see a beautiful but imposing palace and a foreign-looking minareted estate. In the temple quarter, we see the glistening white temple of the sun goddess with its 60-foot pole topped by a shimmering golden spear, and the temple of the fortune of wealth with its towering statue of the patron god of the city. Next door, in the merchant quarter, we see busy streets with noisy merchants selling wares from all over Rokugan and beyond. On the other side of the Bay of Drowned Honor, the fisherman's quarter, dirtier with poorer commoners, meaner gangs, and shabby dwellings amid the docks and warehouses. We pass the leatherworkers' quarter, the home of the Ada, the Untouchables, and the only building of notice there, the city crematorium. Finally, we arrive at Teardrop Island, the license quarter, with its perpetual twilight of hanging lanterns, fine sake and geisha houses. We follow a man in a basket hat as he's beckoned inside by a beautiful geisha. He enters and removes his hat. We see one of the monks from the beginning. Ryoko Owari, City of Lies.
We see a similarly opulent home, but this one is in the country and is able to spread out more properly as a samurai family's manor house. The house is bustling with servants, so many servants. We see the kitchen that seems to have a small army of commoners preparing food. We follow one particularly well-dressed servant carrying a platter to a dining room. Though only 2 diners are present, the room is set with the finery befitting the clan that is described as the heart of the empire. "It's rather overdone," says the woman across from Aji as she pushes a plate of fish ever so slightly from her. This woman would be played either by Dame Judi Dench.
Okay. Nope.
She played M in all the new James Bond movies.
Okay.
Or the woman who plays Olenna Tyrell.
Yep.
No.
I know that one.
Yeah. So, there you go. James Bond. No, those 2 things very specifically have a demographic that they share. So, she's a woman in her late 50s or early 60s dressed in the finest silk kimono the Crane clan can find. The delicate blue and white of her kimono meshes well with her white hair, likely in the past dyed, but now colored naturally. You didn't make this, did you? She asks. And we see Aji, who is perhaps a little bit younger, but not very much.
With or without the scar?
Oh, he definitely doesn't have the scar. There we go. Yeah, so he does not have the scar, so we can tell that this is a flashback.
Is it not to your liking?
And she kind of just turns up her nose at it. You know the answer to that question. She pushed it away and just described it as overdone.
Forgive me. I underestimated the carryover cooking. I'll do better next time.
And she just shakes her head and says, your father had to call in a lot of favors to get you appointed an assistant instructor at the Kakita Academy. I never told him you left. Thank the fortunes he went without knowing his son gave up. Tell us about your father's funeral.
Whoa,
Oh, Jesus.
that's a rough memory you have to have.
I know.
I just had to, accept a demon into my life. Wow.
Or tell us about Aji's father's funeral. There we go.
Oh,
No, okay, that's fine.
There you go. Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, he was well loved throughout the province for being a kind yet stern ruler. My father was always kind of lenient with me, but I knew he could be strict sometimes. I saw the way he treated his subordinates. I always grew up wishing that he was more strict on me, because I never learned the discipline that he had. I remember at his funeral, many people were crying, but I wasn't, because I felt like he had a lesson to teach me, but never had the chance to.
And we kind of come back. We see your face there. You look younger still in that flashback to the funeral, and then we hop back to you sitting across from your mother again, and she says, "Arranging a marriage wasn't the simplest thing. Your behavior didn't make you a darling among the ladies of the court. It comes back to the same thing. Why would any family want to marry their daughter to someone whose aspiration is to move down on the celestial ladder? It would be as if I was calling in favors and putting together a dowry to marry your sister off to a man that was actually trying to be made a Roman. But you're my son, and I figured that a Caillou girl with a decent dowry would help to curb your misplaced proclivities."
What's Caillou mean?
The
Is that a giant monster?
Oh, no.
No, the Caillou are a family from the Crab Clan. Because remember, the one time Aji's wife was brought up, it was said that she was from the Crab Clan, and she has never been brought up almost at all again. So she's from the Caillou family, which are known to be like engineers.
Like for the train, the Rokugan trains?
No, more like builders.
Yeah.
So for the wall, in fact, the Great Wall that the Crab Clan guard is called the Caillou Kabe. So do we have a name for Aji's wife?
Kabe.
Yeah, Shiori.
Shiori?
Yep.
How do you spell that? And do you know what that means?
Shiori.
Cool. So she is now Kakita Shiori. My initials didn't change. Alright. Kakita Shiori. It's not important. I'll just cut that out. Well, that's her name, whatever it is.
Bookmark.
Bookmark. Love it. She's like a nerd.
I read about walls.
Yeah. So, your mother, Kakita Iken, continues. Your family are thought of as the paragon of warrior honor. The first Kakita served as the first Emerald Champion. The wife of every emperor has been a crane. Weir's left hand, closest to his heart. Why is it that you insist on wasting all of this in the pursuit of being a common laborer?
I'm just really not interested in such ideals. It's hard. I don't see the purpose in it. Why can't I go about the karmic wheel my own way? I believe in honor and the tenets of Bushido, but I don't feel like it's for me.
Jesus. Trying to go your own way on a wheel is the way you get run over by a cart. This family's been rolling towards increasing greatness for 1,000 years. So the first Kakita married Lady Doji, a goddess, who was the bodyguard and general of the first emperor. I spoke with your cousin in the capital and reminded him of certain favors he owed your late father. If your family's honor can't bring you in line, perhaps then Doji Satsume's scrutiny will. Your mother slowly slides a piece of folded paper across the table to you. The paper is stamped with the chrysanthemum on of the Emerald Champion. Tayo, what are we up to?
So I assume we're still together then, right?
Sure.
The magistrate party. Alright, so Ishi, you heard that, right? What Kimmy said?
She needs to get away from everything. I almost don't feel as though what's-his-name was wrong in kidnapping her. Like, not really, but you kind of see what I mean. We had rescued her, and then she asked to be rescued more.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about just hearing more about the motivations behind that, but also if Kimmy is still in danger from her family.
I don't know how we would ever be able to, like, get alone time with Kimmy to talk to her. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was the only time she was able to even say something.
Yeah, she's never been in our meetings, right?
She was in the welcome. She was in the welcome meeting when you first met the Shosurro family. So where you met Hayobu and Jocho and Gobai and Kimmy. Mm-hmm. Like you met all four of them. They're like the most important Shosurros in the city. Mm-hmm. On screen, we have not encountered her again.
Kimmy, isn't she engaged or someone?
She's engaged to Ide Asamitsu, so the second son of Ide Baronato.
I guess. Can we say this was like a meeting? Are we having a meeting now?
Sure. Are you guys just outside Korechika's house?
This is not the first walking meeting we've had, let's be honest. We've had a meeting about Governor Hayabu in front of her, like, guards.
Guest director, Aaron Sort.
Mm-hmm.
We've never given a shit, so...
That's true. Well, I guess...
Perhaps we could, I don't know, like, would she not have a reason to meet with her fiancé? I don't know what they call it here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's the angle we could get to talk to her.
I think that's a good plan.
If that's the case, we could split up again. I think you're more friendly with the Ides, and I'm more friendly with the Bayushis for some reason. Just kidding, it's my family.
Weird. No, how could that happen? Alright. Yeah, I would go to I'll go to Ide, but I'm not asking.
I mean, it might be good to take someone with me, but also Korechika doesn't seem to feel too comfortable around anyone else. So maybe if you want to take the other two, or if you two would like to come with him.
Kind of have to return to Governor Hayabu as well. She kind of expects us to, I would assume.
That's true. I guess we should do that first and then split up and do these other two.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so I guess the plan is to go to the governor.
All right, so all four of you are going to go see the governor?
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
We're all instrumental in that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know exactly where the palace is. That's not tough to find. Plus, there's a lot of Thunder Guard heading back there, and you can kind of just follow along with them. So you can follow along. You guys are definitely let in, but this time you're kind of kept in that waiting room for a little bit before you're allowed into kind of that main meeting room where you usually will meet with Hayobu. Mm-hmm. Aji is a chef. Aji knows about food. Aji comes from a wealthy family. They definitely, the sake that they offer you guys is definitely like very nice sake.
Oh.
So, and if you turn down sake and would rather have tea,
they get really upset.
It's similarly. I think in like if you were to go to someone's house as not a business related thing and did that, they would actually get upset. But
yeah, I'd probably take it and just like hold it.
It's fine, but they know you don't drink. But so like you're given tea, and it's like very like a very fancy blend of tea.
Part of me really did an idea of you taking the sake, like not drinking, and then being like, oh shit, if I just leave this sake here, they're going to know I didn't drink it. Now I just have to steal this cup.
I have to spill it.
I just have to take this cup with me, because if he spills it, then they'll know too. He's just to steal it.
I'm sorry, the cat knocked that over.
Or there's going to be a very drunk pet.
Mm-hmm. This is my... All right, so you're brought in. I was gonna go into a whole bit, and
I got excited for it and everything.
Yeah, so you go in, and it's much more the kind of normal. I'll say you guys are kept waiting for a while, for definitely like 20 25 minutes. Yeah, you're brought in after 20 to 25 minutes of waiting, and it's the usual situation again, where Governor Hyobu is there, and so is Jocho.
It's like her big...
Yeah, it's the same meeting room upstairs. You guys have met with her, and each time you meet with her. So, and she's like, "Oh, magistrates, thank you so much for assisting me in retrieving Kimi."
We're glad to have been successful in helping you.
Do you know if she was hurt at all?
No, she seems fine. She's a sweet girl. In the end, Korechika wouldn't harm such a sweet creature.
I think that's true. Yuri, would you want to look? He's an accomplished healer. Maybe you should look at her just in case.
She says, "Oh, that's again. I spoke with her before this meeting, but she's well."
Can I hear any of that conversation?
Ooh, there it is.
I might not have been in this room that they talked.
Does your spell last a day, or is it a session thing?
It is... Technically, the move is that once a day, I get a spirit ally for the day.
Still the same day. It's the night of that day, for sure. So, can you hear any of that conversation?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that they talked with her. I think Kimi says that she's very frightened. That was very, very frightening. And Shosurro Hyobu basically says like you weren't in any danger. He wouldn't be crazy enough to hurt you. But we'll work all this out. And she says if what this note that you have says is true, it's fine. We can work. We'll settle this down. I think she might have a quote that I could read here. She'll say,
They anticipate us using this move.
And I'll telepathically communicate everything through the.
She says, after all, I never wanted any kind of struggle, and I've only been, and by all means, we'll discuss it. So everything will be fine. So, but I'm sure, dear, you're tired. Why don't you go rest? And she calls over a servant, and that's the relevant portion of the conversation. With Kimi, yeah.
All right. I'll have to find a good time to communicate that later. I probably won't blurt it out now.
Okay.
Kami, tell me this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll ask, did they return her with any sort of further demands?
And she says, "Oh, just the understanding that we should set aside any misunderstandings that may have occurred, and make sure that there's peace in this city."
I want to read her.
Go for it.
9.
That's pretty good.
So I would like to ask, what does she intend to do?
She intends to keep the peace, essentially. Like, she doesn't intend on escalating anything. She doesn't intend on making any move of retaliation, but she is someone who seems ready. She's still watchful. Not the character watchful.
Right. She's still watchful. What a reveal.
Yeah, and I was the monk from the beginning. She takes off her basket hat. How did you not notice that?
This whole time.
No, she intends to keep the peace. She doesn't plan any retaliation, but she's still she plans on being very vigilant.
All right.
So is this something that's happened before? Why do you think he did this?
Oh, as I said, it's just it's a family squabble that we let get out of hand. I'm sorry you had to intervene in this at all.
Does she seem like she's lying?
Go ahead and read her. 11.
God damn it. You have to ask a different
I mean, the good thing is you kind of already know the answer to this question in, like, the gameplay, so...
Do I?
Yeah. Does she seem like she's lying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go for that one first?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
About this is a family squabble that just got out of hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what she intends to do?
Do you, though? I'll tell you later.
Sure. I think your character to tell me what's actually going on.
And she'll talk about things returning to normalcy and everything being calm and just just that she appreciates what you guys do. And you can sense from her that if this normalcy can last, she could tell you what's really going on in,
4 years.
Right. Oh, you can tell here. You could tell this. If things could be put back to normal, and if you could show her that you are down to work with the cartels, not specifically with the Bayushis, but with the cartels as...
So she's the only one left, right?
Oh, no.
It's Bayushi and her now.
Yeah.
Because the other one's gone.
Right.
So by cartel, she means
just
herself.
the two of, well, also work with her on an equal footing in that capacity, and prove yourself not to be more loyal to them when working with these when working with these cartels.
So to show her favor, kind of.
Yeah. So not necessarily even over him, but show yourself to be down to work with the two groups, the way things had seemed when before these problems started.
Mm-hmm.
So then she'd be down to talk to you about this stuff. And I think you get that from her description of how things will go back to normal.
But the one lady's dead or fled, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And her operation seems like it's, wrecked.
Mm-hmm. And what's your character wish I do?
Aside from that stuff that we talked about, which seemed like things she'd want, I feel like that's a weak answer. She also wants... probably her immediate thought is just she wants to make sure Kimi is safe and her control on the city is safe. So she wants you to work towards those things.
Was Kimi already retired for the night then?
She says, yes, she's resting after that. She wasn't hurt, but it was still an ordeal.
Then could it be possible for us to talk to her tomorrow then?
Perhaps if she's feeling up to it. We'll certainly speak to her about it tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah, I think it's very important as we tell the Emerald Magistrate to get every side of the story, so I want to talk to her as soon as possible. You'll let us know when she's available.
She says, oh, absolutely.
Sure. Then I guess I'll come back to her.
And she says, no need. We'll send a message.
I'm fine with waiting.
She goes, like I said, she's going to be resting.
I just stare her down.
Are you trying to intimidate her?
Manipulators. He's not threatening no violence.
Yeah, not necessarily. Not threatening violence. I'm threatening to, kind of trying to say, it's going to look bad for you if I don't get her information.
So definitely a manipulate roll.
Something.
Okay.
I'd go with that.
That can work. And the thing...
Non-verbal manipulator doesn't threaten.
Yeah, just staring down your right.
And so the thing that you're giving her that she wants is what?
Well, no, the thing I want is for us to...
be able to speak with Kimi.
Mm-hmm.
And soon.
The thing you're giving her is that this won't reflect badly on her with the Emerald, not the Emerald Champion, therefore the Emperor.
Mm-hmm. Right?
That's a tough one. Her daughter got kidnapped. How does that look bad on her?
She's withholding stuff. She's hiding people away.
This is a feudal society, man. She can definitely do that with her daughter.
All right, then it wouldn't trigger them, I guess.
Yeah.
So, is there another thing you could offer her?
Any ideas?
So, in a legal capacity, she's saying, "My daughter just went through something. We'll let you know when she's set." In legal capacity, she's directly saying that.
Yeah.
She's compromising the Tayo's respect for her in a way. She wants to work with Tayo, and Tayo's basically saying, I want to talk to your daughter. Yeah, maybe not that harsh, but I don't know if it's strong enough to make a difference, but...
I feel like I could do with advice. Hey, how much opium do you want from me?
You guys want any weed? Could you... Yeah, is there anything, any other stuff? Someone, Andrew was saying, sounded...
Yeah.
You're not going to be invited to my son's birthday.
No. I need that Ninja Turtle cake.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll say we're going to have to make the report as soon as possible. We're going to have to put this in, I suppose, that we weren't able to talk to her. No, hopefully she'll be ready to talk sooner rather than later, so we don't have to send that report off to the Emerald Magistrate. Can we do that again?
No, you don't have to. No, I'm just telling you. You guys are the magistrates. The
Emerald Magistrate.
Right. Well, you guys are the Emerald Magistrates.
You said you're champion.
You said you're...
Oh, the Emerald Champion.
Yeah, sorry. No, I was just because we kept mixing it up before.
Oh, no.
So,
I was talking about the the other guy, our boss.
Asako Anjo?
Sure.
Or just you're like big boss of the
Yeah, the guy who makes our
yeah.
stamps and stuff, right?
So
Sounds like boss work.
Yeah.
That's his job. He makes stamps. That's all he does.
I think
I'm okay if that doesn't trigger.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can give her.
I think that part she's not. I think she'll just say like as soon as she's ready to rested and ready to speak with you, I'll send you a message. There's no need to bother yourselves anymore over this little squabble.
I'll make it a point to look at everyone else here. Like, all right, I suppose the four of us will try to take as long or to wait to file this report. Then, saying like, if this were me, you could like the bribes you tried to give me in the past could have worked, but look at all these other people. We're gonna have to do it by the book. Bye.
I think in the morning, not at like a crazy hour in the morning, but fairly early in the morning, one of the servants kind of contacts you, Ishii, and says like, my lord, there's a visitor who wishes to speak with you. And this is probably like at 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, so not crack of dawn early, but like the first moment of business.
Yeah.
That it would be like
It's not the hour of the worm.
the hour of the worm demon.
Yeah. I'm gonna invite whoever it is into the meeting room. Or something.
All right, and it is Ide Asamitsu,
Oh.
the second son of and oldest living son of Ide Baronato.
The boy I wanted to talk to.
Yeah,
Perfect.
How convenient.
so
I was literally going to leave my house to come to you. I
Sorry.
didn't even have to. I just had
Sorry.
to chill.
Can you come back? I have
Yeah,
someone to talk to.
I have someone else to talk
I'm
to.
going to your house now.
Yeah,
Can I please talk with you?
I said to Buff that I show up at his house. Oh, hey.
yeah.
That's who you were.
And he says like, "Oh, Ishii-sama, thank you so much for meeting with me." And he seems somewhat nervous. You've been around him before. He's always pretty quiet.
Yeah. You said a word this whole...
Oh yeah, on camera he's definitely not said a word. But he's always been pretty quiet, and he seems nervous.
Of course,
And he says,
for Baronato's son, what's going on? What's bothering you?
"Oh, thank you. I just wanted to talk. I know that you and my father are acquaintances." He says, "I wanted to talk about my fiance."
Oh, is that who was that?
That's
I know, I'm
That's good.
But he's like
You're acting so well.
yeah. He says, Shosurro Kimi. Of course, I'm just very worried.
But yes, she was in a spot of trouble the other day. But as far as I know, she's back with her family and safe and sound.
And he's like, if you could please do me this favor, Ishii-sama, if you could speak with the governor to get Kimi out of there.
Where would she go? Like leave the city?
It would be safer to have her stay with us.
Oh shit.
If they're fighting, that's one thing. But, I mean, my family's from another clan. If anything happened there, it could risk a war. She is my fiance already. It makes things, cements the relationship. And Kimi will be safe.
No, I understand your...
I don't know if Korechika is going to try something like this again. And I'm really worried about her.
I understand. Well, we, my compatriots and I also need to talk to you. This might not immediately solve your problem, and I really want to help you, and I will do my best to help you with this. But we need to talk to Kimi before this. And I don't know if you're able to get a meeting, like have her come over, have a meeting with her at all, or are you just totally blocked out of that mansion?
So I'm sure Kimi's already asked her mother about that, and she's not interested. You have sway, or the Emerald Magistrates. If someone could get her out of there, it's you. So if you need to talk to her, it'll be so much easier for you to do that if she's staying with us.
No, of course I will do my best to do this, but of course I must talk to the other. I'll do my best to make sure the kid is safe and sound and get her out.
Thank you so much. It's Thank you so much. All right, so here we are in the magistrate residence.
So, Baronado's second son, the one who's, she's very, very nervous about Kimmy and has asked me to get her out of the Shosurro mansion. And apparently he has no way of meeting with her.
This looker right here.
Yeah, he's beautiful. All right. Anyway, so I don't think we're going to be able to use him to get to her at all. And secondly, I don't even know how we're going to get her out of that mansion.
Are you proposing a kidnapping? Because Kimmy is Haibu's daughter.
Sure as shit did not mention a kidnapping. Why?
But that's what you're essentially going to do.
Okay, no. That's like, no.
Am I wrong?
I don't think it'll come to that. I'd rather not kidnap Shosurro's daughter.
That's what it looks like to me if I was Haibu. You're going to take a daughter from her mother? She's going to...
I'm just saying, we have to convince her something.
Alright. I'm not good at that, so...
Are you good at kidnapping? Is that why you...
No, I'm not good at kidnapping either.
The three in kidnapping.
Put it out there.
Well, I guess you kind of know Jojo pretty well too, right? Could you maybe work that angle?
What angle is there with Jojo? The only thing I know about Jojo is that I owe him a bunch of favors, and also he's supposed to supply me with horses and stuff.
Oh, you owe a scorpion favors too?
I owe him like a favor. I said a bunch. I was lying.
Oh, the governor does owe me a personal favor.
Oh, there you
And
go.
so does Korechika.
Pulling that shit out from session 1, I see.
Yeah. And I have blackmail and buttons.
What?
It's true. I wrote it down.
I wrote down, it must be true.
Well,
I mean, maybe you could leverage your favors with Governor Hobu rather than me leveraging my anti-favor. The favor that I owe to Jojo. I think that's less useful.
yeah. I still want to talk to Korechika alone to figure out what he was doing.
No, yeah, we still need to figure out what everybody's goal was. We know a little bit, but we don't know enough.
Yeah, I think it might be worth the effort to. Have you been the only one that's talked to Jojo, really?
You guys, you've spoken with him
Everybody
in
has
meetings.
met him and talked to him at least once.
Yeah. He is one person that everyone has talked to.
The only reason I have any correspondence with Jojo is trying to set up the mission to go after Fate. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Might be able to do it just if you convince him that it's the safety of the city is involved. That's kind of his jurisdiction, right?
I don't do that. I think his sister needs to be moved for the safety of the city.
She doesn't have to be moved necessarily. We just have to talk to her and get to the bottom of this.
No.
I'm not sure why she's in danger, and if Ide Jr. is is just scared, or if he knows something too.
Well, from what I know is that Governor Habu's not letting Kimmy meet with anybody. Like, specifically, Ide's son, what was his name?
Asamitsu.
Asamitsu. Yeah, I'm just going to call him Ide's second son. Asamitsu. Ide Asamitsu was very sure that Kimmy asked her mother to meet with him and his mother, and her mother would not let her.
Yeah. It might be easier, though,
to go through Jojo, you think?
Yeah. Maybe he could. I mean, it's one... Even though they're engaged, they're still kind of technically rivals within the city, right? The families. I mean, this marriage theoretically was supposed to make that not the case, but...
It's certainly seeming like the Scorpion families themselves are rivals in the city, if we're to believe.
Also true.
Yeah.
Do you think Jojo's loyalty to the city is greater than his mother's?
Yeah.
Or should you see if Jojo's loyalty to his sister is greater than his mother's?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Who are these, like, young kids that always hang out? Isn't there, like, 3 or 4 that...
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, Korechika's son,
Mm-hmm.
and Otado, and Kimmy, and, was it Asamitsu?
Mm-hmm. Asamitsu. His older brother, when his older brother was alive. There's 2 other unicorns, Samurai-ko, Otaku Genshi, and Otaku Naishi. And there's a poet.
They're all like best buds, right?
They're all kind of like the young. Think of them as like the young, almost like socialites of the city.
The breakfast. Or no, what were they called? The Brat Pack.
The Brat Pack. Well, yeah, they would be they're like the kids of the most important people in the city, and they're kind of like various relatives. So, like, for like, Ide Yasumitsu is Ide Baronato's son. Ide Baronato's super wealthy, super well connected, and then it's like, and these are my cousins, these ladies.
Yeah, and they kind of like all know each other just because.
And Shiba Shonagon used to like run with that crowd of kids. The lady who wrote Memoirs of an Opium Eater.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's why there's a whole bunch of stuff about that group of people.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah, I was like...
Okay, well, I guess if I go to Korechika's, I could talk to Otado as well.
I feel
how old are you? Aren't you? You're like...
He's
You're
the
an old
oldest
man,
of
right?
all of you.
What kind of old man are you?
Well, I was 30 when the demon... I was like 31 or 2 when the demon thing happened, so it's been probably...
So you're in your like later 30s? Or mid-30s?
I would say like 40s.
Okay, so yeah, so definitely a lot of
while between my family's death and me becoming in between now. Not necessarily between me becoming a magistrate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I had another post before this, but still.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, you're significantly old.
I don't know what age everybody else made their career.
I think last session I said I was like 23-ish.
Yeah.
Jesus.
3 or 4. You guys in like mid-20s or something?
Late 20s.
I don't know. Pick the age.
Alright, so, why though? Why are you asking?
He likes birthdays.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
This is not wrong. When's your birthday? Is it
I got the best thing for you.
I do really great balloon animals.
Can I have crab cakes?
I was thinking that maybe just if we talk to these rich kids, the Brat Pack, I guess is what we're going with. I am. Do they have? They don't have a fun in-universe name for them.
I would just call them like the
Koku Kids.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's us.
The Koku Kids.
We're made of money and like super snobby and stuff, but sure.
As we all know, the city has been referring to them since this game started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
The
I also have to go back and replace
the
every time I talk about them, which I think is just now.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go that far.
That's possible.
So, no, they don't have any. Aside from Coco Kids. Go on.
So, yeah, I was thinking...
Yeah, what the fuck is what are we getting at here?
Maybe we could talk to these Koku Kids and get maybe one of them, but I don't know.
I feel like Audrey was onto something. Maybe using JoJo's love for his sister, maybe he loves his sister more than his mother. We'll have to see. But I don't truly think I'm the man to go to him about that.
Me too.
What do we need from Korechika or Tada? What was your goal meeting with them?
I'm trying to get a better perspective on why he did this. I thought I was just thinking because he theoretically knows Kimi better, but I don't know how much they're going to be able to tell me about Kimi, based on them kidnapping.
I mean, I guess it could be useful to talk to the kids because they might know like the family dynamic Shosurro.
Yeah, I thought they could just give us more insight on Kimi's personality too.
Who's like closest to who in that? Because I feel like we need information on JoJo, and he was almost.
I think he was kind of in that group too.
Just like barely. I know he dated the girl that was like the Barry girl.
Oh, and then the sheriff liked it. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to Korechika. I don't know who wants to go talk to these other people or do another thing.
I feel like we have to talk to JoJo and try that thing.
All right.
I'm not super great at it because we have not really meshed.
I guess I could try that too. I feel like I'm the only one who could probably talk to Korechika. I don't know if I should do it with both of them.
Yeah, you should go by yourself.
Yeah,
I'll go with
definitely
Ishi.
Alright.
While you Gray.
Good plan.
I don't know any of these people.
I feel this way.
Oh, before we went to that meeting with the governor, I think you said you had something to tell us. I looked back when I read that recording.
Yeah. I tell you guys all the stuff.
Useful. What's that?
Well, notably, there's a note that the daughter got returned with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's got some kind of request or demand in it. Perhaps it was a note of calling for peace because She seemed like that's what she was going to do, is just try to kind of keep the peace. And given that she seems to intend to do that, I wonder if she is the mastermind behind everything. Maybe there is someone else pulling the strings, and like you say, Tayo, like someone else pitting these people against each other.
Mm.
She seems ready to just let things be normal again, so it's weird that she would give all of that up now if she had been planning all of this all along.
I'm still trying to figure out how that evil lady is Ryoko? Saryoku.
How Saryoku fits into all of this?
Yeah, and where she went.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Is there a way for you to find her?
Yeah.
Consult with the kami.
Yeah.
These are comic powers.
That's pretty much it. It's not really like a find a person move.
If we do follow on Saryoku, she is probably the most creepiest person I've ever met.
Uh-huh.
So I just be cautious.
On screen, you have never met her.
I've been to her house.
That's true.
That was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I haven't even met her.
The Finger House, right?
I need to meet somebody. They have fingers in a jar. What more do I need? That's enough.
Good point.
There's several pointers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you solving all these Scorpion family problems?
Here's a possible suggestion. Lean meat.
Yeah.
Do you want to go arrest him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe I should do that. Just gotta check that off the to-do list. Here's this murder. I'll just go alone and arrest him.
And we don't know about that, right? It was just you two?
No, I did want to talk to you about it, though.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we want to...
What's going on?
Basically, I'll just let you guys know that I need to arrest somebody. Found out that he's the person who murdered other Dragon Clan member of the city. If you remember recently.
Miramoto Ogai.
He was murdered. I able to... Someone was working for me and found the murderer.
Okay.
And I need to arrest him. His name is Lean Meat. I just want to let you guys know. This is a thing that since we're all Emerald Magistrate.
What are you gonna tell us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had talked to Lean Meat before, and that honestly doesn't surprise me that he could be capable.
No, that is true.
I knew he was dirty. Let's go. Let's arrest him.
You want to go with me?
Yeah.
Hey, you leaving me for Joshua alone now, please?
Alright. Yeah. Can you arrest him on the way?
Can be in
Arrest him
two
on the
places
way?
at once.
Let's all go arresting me. And then we'll all go meet Jojo. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't want him to arrest me alone.
I
Why?
agree.
Have you seen him fight?
He's a murderer, and this boy has gotten kidnapped and nearly killed before. I think it's a bad choice.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see. You guys nearly died already.
I mean, he shot lightning at people.
Did shoot any people?
Although,
Austin
are you
got
still
stabbed
limping?
like 16 times, and like
Yeah, I think I just have a cane now.
Yeah,
he was
half.
literally a bandaged
I feel
man
half
for
this
a month.
game you've been at like 5 harm, right?
Yeah.
What are you at now?
5.
No, that can't be right.
Everybody should heal 1. So
Just one, though.
We've been. Well, no one has also been like, I'm going to use this time to like convalesce or that kind of thing. But you've definitely spent at least that half of a day with your family.
out of the past like 4 months, he's spent
Well, no,
one half day chilling, and now he's
But
good.
it's.
You're just panting for an hour. So tired.
Can't take a break.
Haven't even sat down.
We're
All right.
very busy lives.
So-
guys.
That's what we're doing.
Tayo is going to go see Bayushi Korechika. Aji is going to do what?
Go with Yugure to your wrestling meet.
Tayo is heading to Bayushi Korechika's house,
Yeah.
and that's this is the next day.
Yep.
All right, so
Do I get any rewards for loyalty? For being a magistrate?
meaning you want to make your beginning of session move now?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
This is sagacious.
All right, you rolled a 3.
That's a total of 5.
Nice. All right.
Oh, but I level up. Alright, so 4. That is on a miss. You have made a mistake that comes to your lord's attention.
Yes. All right, and this is the second time you've done this, actually, in all of these.
I think that's true.
It is.
Wow.
Okay, so you head to Bayushi Korechika's house, and it's kind of much more back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
You're not turned away at the door. He doesn't bring you in nervously pacing around. But when you are eventually brought in to kind of like meet with him, it's the day after that kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem like he's gotten like the most sleep. Makes sense. But it looks like he was up substantially longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like he hasn't gotten much rest.
Is he meeting in the meeting room? The regular one?
I think he'll just meet with you. There are a lot more of the like retainers about, like the same amount as for last night.
Mm-hmm.
But
They just have like really bad teeth, but they don't want to have the permanence of braces.
right, exactly. The Invisalign clan.
Mm-hmm.
He can meet with you either in the meeting room or in the garden. If you want to do it, wherever you want to set the scene.
Oh, no. I guess probably the garden is more interesting.
Sure. Maybe he's like, it's snowy, and he's like looking at some of the branches. There are a few birds that seem like they're fine with the cold, and so he's maybe like feeding some of them.
Special ice cranes.
Yeah,
It's a fancy world, right?
yeah. Well, maybe he has like a
Frost Phoenix.
I was thinking like a cool, like a owl, like a white owl.
Penguin.
A penguin. He has a penguin.
Penguins.
he has
He has ear.
he has a platypus, and he's like, maybe.
We're not sure.
Or not, we don't know. I figured I don't want to have an incomplete collection.
When you said penguin, I thought Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
He
Cobblepot.
has one of
Yeah,
those
get out of here.
too. Yep.
Oswald.
Yeah, I might, just in case, be making small talk and just like, oh, these, seems the winter has been kind to your garden so far. I know the best thing in the Magistrate's garden, just recently, winter took it.
Says, well, and he kind of gestures to a lot of the trees, and he says, our gardener will clear this out, and he'll keep whatever trimmed till the spring comes, and there are plants that'll stay strong through the winter. He'll take care of them. I have to bring in most of the birds. Some of them are fine out here.
Maybe it's just like some small talk happens or whatever, but when it get to the point, it's just like, so what happened last night, cousin?
And he says, oh, nothing to, he says, it's all, he basically says, it's all better. Or I'm not gonna let my guard down, but we've worked it out.
How so?
He said, I corresponded with Hyobu through the evening, not at great length, but corresponded with her, and she's agreed to get things back on track. That she said she was only responding to threats against her interests, which makes sense if she was the one who given her order against Serioku, if it was Serioku. So we'll keep the peace. I'm gonna tell my men to just get things ready. We've still got a little bit of a crop left, and we're gonna do what we can to move that and make sure we just focus on that.
How are you able to convince the governor? When we saw you last night, you seemed pretty sure that it wasn't going to end that way.
He said, well, now that I've got basically the equivalent of an affidavit or a pardon from you guys, it makes it harder for her to act against me. Through our correspondence, we were able to figure it out that it's in our best interest to cooperate more. We've lost a lot. If we're fighting with one another, we could end up losing a lot more.
And who's taking over Serioku?
We'll have to figure that out unless the Soshi family has somebody else in line that they're going to send this way. They've been slow to act. They've been slow to act on the issue since her disappearance.
And where do you think she went?
I have no idea.
Like I was, I think, telling you last night. We saw her house, and I don't think she's truly gone.
Well, the good thing is, I'll say, well, her operation is almost completely wrecked. There's still the fields out there. Either the Soshi family will send another person to kind of take over that position, or depending on what I can talk to Lord Shoju about.
Who's this?
Bayushi Shoju is like the head of the Scorpion clan.
Oh.
Depending on what I can talk to Lord Shoju about, maybe 2 cartels is enough. Especially if she was dumb enough to let her operation get destroyed by one stupid merchant getting killed.
You mean the governor or Serioku?
Serioku. Basically saying if Shoju can see that, like, oh, the Soshi operation was so sloppy that this one thing happened and it completely fell apart, he might say they don't deserve it.
And so you think that's all it took to make the governor back down, I guess?
We were able to negotiate it, and once you guys came in, it helped the situation. So in the end, family squabble, it's all settled.
Does that seem like he's telling the truth?
It sounds like you got to read him.
I just raised my sagacious. Come on, 12.
Hey, close.
Oh, did I get that?
Did you get a 12?
Yeah, 14.
14?
Oh, man.
So what is that? So 6 and 5 is 11 plus 3? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
14. All right, so this is our first advance move. So you can ask him any 3 questions. They don't have to be the questions from the list. Who do you have a crush on?
Life.
Oh,
The universe and everything.
here's one. Where's his daughter?
Where is his daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll give you the answer, and then you tell me how we find it out in this scene.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Okay, so where is his daughter? His daughter is in this house. They just hide her. They don't want people to know, and I'll give you more information on this because I don't see it coming up organically any other way, although who knows how this will come up. His daughter is mentally handicapped. She basically hit age like 8 or 9 and stopped maturing mentally. And that was a thing that he did not want anyone to know. And so they created that really grisly story because then no one will ask about her because you don't bring that up to somebody. Where it's like she killed herself so she wasn't sexually assaulted. That's pretty rough.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so that they've made that terrifying story. And the reason he has all these fucking birds
It's a mask her.
is to mask her like laughter and that kind of stuff because she's just like a little kid.
Sorry. Yeah, because I heard that one
Yeah,
time.
she's mentally younger than Yugure's son, who's 10. But she's like 20-something years old.
Interesting.
So how does that come up? She was wandering around.
Yeah, how does...
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I kind of want that, yeah.
I don't want to totally derail the conversation that you guys are having.
It doesn't have to happen now, but...
But it could...
Though.
You could see...
Oh, if it's like toys or something?
Yeah,
laid out.
you could see toys somewhere, and you could maybe hear the giggling,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe see Emoto, his wife, kind of like rush off like very quickly, and Otato maybe like close a door, like "Whoop, okay, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sorry, Bayushi Saisho is his wife. Emoto is the daughter, so Bayushi Saisho.
Okay. So sort of interesting, but nothing relevant. I'm okay with that. Anyone have any ideas?
For Korechika?
Like real. I wish we'd use this on him. Oh my god. For real questions.
What loose ends do we have with it?
Just don't like, because I don't know what he knows. Like maybe he could be involved with what's the
Serioku?
It's the equivalent. I sometimes say priest.
Yeah,
Because they're viewed
priest
as-
is probably more
Yeah,
like
so they're-
what they are.
So yeah, they're viewed as priests, but priests that have like
But like,
magical powers.
how would Korechika have anything to do with that? It's a total gamble. I'm just putting gambles out there for you.
Is Kimi Hyobu's biggest weakness?
Could ask him. No, because we know how she was kidnapped.
Wait, why are we going through JoJo? We can go to Korechika and get Kimi again.
Yikes.
Come on, Korechika. Do it again.
He seems...
I was literally just be like, you just ask him how to get there. Okay, let's get around there. But I remember he just had men wait for a damn shrine. It's like cheating. Locked up in a mansion, in a castle. Can I ask you something about
Oh,
getting
yeah.
Kimmy?
What was our last guy's? Naritoki? So you know what happened in Naritoki?
That's your second question?
Mhm.
He does not. He does
He's
not.
a good gambler.
But I'll tell you that he's not happy that Narutoki died. He was much happier that there was one magistrate in this town to work with. He and the other cartels bought that guy off, and then that motherfucker got himself killed by somebody.
Oh, okay.
That's
And so
huge.
Knowing about the cartels is good.
That's massive.
Well, you already knew that.
Did I?
Yes.
The Narutoki was.
Mm-hmm. Because their
Right.
whole deal was like, oh, remember, because they said like there might be some things in this. Oh, you didn't put that together? Where it's like this journal we don't want to come out. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the implication was that he was
investigating them, and that's
Oh,
why
he got
was
dirt on
killed.
them.
Oh, okay. So
That's what I've been running
All right,
with
there's-
this whole
okay.
game.
No,
I've
there's
been, like,
the
getting
big
murdered.
thing. All right, that's a cool
huge.
reveal.
Hey, every Scorpion I ask, like, they all love Narutoki.
Yeah, he does not know what happened to Narutoki. He is not pleased that he's gone because
Okay.
he was on the take and there was only one dude, and so the Emerald Magistrate of the city was bought. Now there are 4 of you. He has you. It still requires 3 other people.
And then one of them he knows super hates opium, so like that's not great. I thought.
Yeah, I thought I made that clear. That's really, really funny. I was operating that you knew that.
No, I don't think I knew
The reason
that.
they didn't want the journal to come out was because he had like started investigating them. And they're like, "Oh, we got to get rid of this guy."
Oh,
I had
what I had
no.
no.
Oh, man.
There now maybe you put it together and we see like flashbacks of you talking to Hyobu and Korechika and Yogo Asako and them being like we don't want certain things that he was involved in to come out, or we don't want certain things, blah blah blah. And it's now the issue of like, yeah, they don't want the fact that if his journal just could describe the entire way the cartels work. So
Oh man, that's huge.
and if indeed he's so important and like was so well respected a dude, does that carry weight of his testimony, even though he's dead? So that journal becomes a big deal. I didn't know that one was going to be such a huge drop. Damn. Okay.
That's good. Well, does he plan to work with the governor?
He plans
What are his
again.
plans with the governor?
Again, he plans to keep the peace. They've got stuff that's almost ready to go.
Oh my god!
It's gonna
you
be-
just asked him about the note. All right, anyway, go on.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, thanks.
I just thought about it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
Would you rather ask that?
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's actually kind of the same question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it is pretty much the
Seems like
same
all of us.
question.
That's why I thought.
So, because from what you heard, it dealt with his correspondence to Hyobu.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, and so basically, is he lying on that note is also kind of implied in this. He plans on, like he told you before, like they've basically got one more shipment that can be ready soon. It's going to have to go out locally. It's going to be tough. He is the patron of Horse, the merchant, and all those like half-breed unicorn steeds that they've been cranking out are going to be super important to move this stuff around, as are like whatever boats they can get out of here. It's not going to be big, but they're going to be able to distribute it locally, at least within Scorpion lands, to kind of get enough cash to keep going. Other crops just won't be ready very soon. He is going to make sure that warehouse is well guarded in case anybody tries to fuck with anything. So,
He thought it was the governor before, right?
right. So he's like,
Just in case.
basically, just in case, me and this substantial number of men are going to be there very, very regularly to make sure that is safe. So that's his game plan. He does not have any plan to retaliate against the governor, but he is being very, very he's making sure nothing goes wrong, in his opinion, by like none of these guys are going home anytime soon.
Gotcha.
Like until things are really shown to be back to normal, none of these guys are going home. City of Lies is Tone as Kakita Aji, Brandon as Hida Ishii, David as Bayushi Tayo, Andrew as Agasha Yugure, and Austin as your Game Master. The theme music for City of Lies is Mission of Danger by Lobo Loco. Additional music for this episode includes A Fool of the First Water by Head vs. Wall. Our intro was read by Scott. This American Dice Ryoko Owari City of Lies uses the City of Lies box set by Greg Stolz, published by Alderac Entertainment Group. The mechanics used is a modified PBTA system by Brendan Taylor of Galileo Games. Join us next time for more This American Dice.